sit down. And I cannot pronounce your name correctly.
Popplewell.
Popplewell.
That's the one. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Popplewell.
I mean, I think it's better than my German, so I forgive you.
Better than mine. I don't even speak it. I'm Polish.
Oh, okay. So we're both useless.
I know, right? Thank you again for being here with us on the stage.
Thank you for having me.
And welcome last day of the Comic-Con. How are you feeling?
I think I probably feel pretty similar to everyone here. Excited, a little bit tired, like, you know, there's definitely a Sunday vibe, but there's still lots going on, so it's exciting.
Yeah, it is. That Sunday is always a different day because everybody's a little bit more chill. There is no this nervousness in the air. And they were like, okay, yeah, now we can sit down and chill and talk to our stars, so it's really cool.
It's so funny as well because everyone's costumes have been absolutely amazing, like the cosplay is amazing, but I've seen already some people today coming back in different costumes, and I'm like, I think I know you, but you look different, you've got a different outfit.
Yeah. But for me it's always so impressive to see how much passion and love and care goes to those costumes. It is incredible.
It's amazing. People look amazing.
I know. I'm so satisfied as well to see that people are actually following the passion to make that costume and actually commit to spend the whole day in that costume, and they look amazing.
Because some of them cannot be very comfortable, I don't think.
No. Did you have any time on the set a costume that you couldn't just wear? It was just uncomfortable so badly.
There are some, yeah, sometimes, I mean, I would say 70% of the time in your costume you're a little bit uncomfortable because you're too hot, you're too cold, you know, it really depends on where you're filming. Sometimes you have like a stunt rig, so you might have a harness underneath or something that holds a prop in place, and I've done a lot of like period and fantasy work, and so the costumes are always a little bit more complicated. I'm looking forward to the job where I just wear a pair of jeans.
Imagine that, just a whole series that you're in sweatpants.
Yeah, I think I need to find a role in pajamas.
I know, right? That would be perfect.
Those Money Heist jumpsuits look pretty comfortable, actually.
I saw some guys here. Yeah, that was a brilliant move, no? We just had a guy from Money Heist on the stage.
Oh yeah, he's a sweetie.
He is really cool, yeah. But the costumes are very, very comfy. My dear audience, just a side note, if you have any questions to our star, just please raise your hand up and my lovely assistant will join you with the sanitized microphone. Here you go, there's already questions, perfect.
Hi, I was wondering what was the process of being cast as Susan in Narnia?
Oh, can you say, sorry, this because I'm close to the speaker, can you say it again? I can't hear the question.
What was the process of you being cast as Susan in Narnia?
Oh, great, thank you, thank you. It was a long process. I had done I was sort of already acting before that as a kid, and I just went to an audition, like a, sort of standard audition, and then I kept going back, and they auditioned us together to see if we fit as a family. So we did a couple of auditions like that, and then they were doing some rewrites with the script. So the whole thing took about, I think it took over a year, the casting. So it was a long time, and by that point you think I'm never going to get this role, but I'm glad I did. So yeah, thank you for your question.
I think we're more glad that you did. Thank you so much. Thank you for the question. Next, please.
Hi, my question for you is, are you still in contact with the cast of Narnia?
Yes, I am. So I see Ben Barnes all the time. He's one of my best friends. And then Georgie and Skander and Will, I see lots too. Skander's quite hard to get hold of. He's very busy. But we all got together about, I think it was in August, like late August, early September, something like that, at Georgie's house, and she cooked us lunch, and Will Poulter was there as well. So yeah, we keep in touch. I think we went through such a big experience together that we're bonded forever, really.
Now you're inseparable. It is a kind of a special bond that you get when you play family, and then when you spend so much time on set.
Yeah.
And you go through the same hardships, the same hot days and cold days and waiting times, and that you really bond as a team, no?
No, it's very bonding, and I think because it was such an extraordinary project to work on, it was also like, it was quite a crazy adventure, so it was very bonding.
Thank you. There's the next question.
Hi Anna, what's your favorite memory of the filming of the Chronicles of Narnia?
That's a great question. Thank you. In terms of actually filming it, I loved working on the battle scenes in Prince Caspian, and then also in the first movie, I think seeing the Narnian snow sets for the first time was really magic. But the thing I've sort of taken away with me is the people, such wonderful people to work with. So that was like a real highlight.
Thank you so much. I read somewhere that you actually kept a journal during the filming.
Yeah.
And then actually it turned out into a book.
Yeah, I think one of the producers realized that I was keeping a journal, and he was like, "Can I publish that?" I was like, "Sure." But yeah, I haven't looked back at that for a while. I'm sure it's like very cringeworthy, but no, it's a nice record.
Monday, I had oatmeal.
I hope it's a little bit more exciting than that. I don't know if I put the oatmeal in there.
Do you remember what you wrote about?
I need to look at it again.
Fair enough. But do you still keep the journals on the sets? Is it something that you still do?
No, I don't, and I should. Because you forget so much, don't you? But now we all have cameras, so I think you prompt those.
Different.
Yeah, you prompt those memories. Yeah.
And then another question: did you keep the journal as Anna, or did you keep a journal as Susan?
Oh no, it's Anna. I'm not a method like that.
But imagine that. That would be so cool, no?
Yeah, I mean, I think some people do that as part of their process, like character diaries and stuff.
That's a very cool thing to do, no? Thank you so much. Guys, another question. I saw a hand. Yes.
What is your personal favorite Narnia movie?
My favorite Narnia movie? I think The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, because I'm so fond of that book. But in terms of the books and other stories, I love The Magician's Nephew. I would love to see that on screen. That's my favorite book. But of the existing movies, I think probably The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Also, at this time of year, I think it always feels like such a festive movie to me. Maybe it's just the snow, maybe it's Father Christmas, but it's nice at Christmas, I think.
It's also a movie that you watch with the family, no? So
Yeah,
I think that's the feeling of it as well. Next question, please. I saw a hand. There in the back. There you go.
Hi, I was wondering if there was like a scene during the filming of Narnia where you thought, oh wow, this is magical, because we all know the movie seems totally magical.
Yeah, lots of times. I think often just the scale of it felt really magical, and I think a moment that I had like that was not during the actual, not on set, but at lunchtime, sometimes on big days when we were shooting, there would be a catering tent, and everyone would be sat at these long tables for lunch, and you'd see a minotaur next to a faun, next to someone wearing green lycra, next to an actor, next to a crew member, and that was just looking around a tent full of 200 people like that, or sometimes 500 people like that, was always a reminder of the scale and the craftsmanship that was going into making those movies. I think I remember having pinch me moments then.
Thank you so much. That was a good question. Next question, please.
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
I wanted to ask, we've talked about uncomfortable costumes earlier. Which ones in general would you deem more comfortable, the rain costumes or the Narnia costumes? And do you have a favorite one?
That's a great question, thank you. I think my Narnian costumes were more comfortable than my rain costumes. I mean, it varied, but the rain, you never knew quite which corset you were going to get. Some of them were tighter than others, and actually the thing that was really uncomfortable in rain was the cold. We shot in Toronto, and we shot outside a lot, and I think because the writers were in LA, they had these idyllic ideas of snowball fights and kind of being in these beautiful landscapes, but actually it was -20 and we were all getting frostbite and it was freezing. So that was the most uncomfortable thing, was the cold.
Thank you so much. Next question, please.
Hi, Pavel.
A question about Wayne. So what was the most challenging moment on the set on the shooting of Wayne?
Good question. Well, I think other than the physical challenges of sort of the cold and the costumes, the thing I found hardest about filming rain was that I was used to working on movies or on TV where it was a limited series, so you knew what your character was going to do before you started the job. And I found it very difficult and unusual, or just new, I guess, to not know what the writers would throw at you, to try and make sense of it as you were going along. That was sort of, that was new for me, and I found that difficult.
Thank you so much. Next question, please.
Hello again, Anna. Here.
Hi.
You had archery training. Do you still know how to do it?
I think some of it is in my muscle memory. I had to do some more for, a little bit more for Rain, but I haven't done it in a while. I'm not sure I would win any contests if you were to give me a bow and arrow.
But then it wasn't fun, because it looks fun.
Yeah, it's really fun, and I to be honest, it's always a complete privilege whenever you get to learn a new skill for a job. So the horse riding I loved, and and it was cool to get to learn some archery. Yeah, and I have my bow at home.
You have it?
I have it, yeah.
That's really cool. We were talking with previous actresses here on stage, and she said like, well, yeah, I lied a bit on my resume. I said that I can play baseball, and I didn't, so I had to learn it. Did you ever put on your resume something that you kind of knew how to do, but it was not complete?
I'm pretty sure that my resume says I can play the cello. And I can. I did as a kid. I played the cello from about the age of 6 to 16.
All right, right. That's...
But now I think the only thing I can play on the cello is Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars. So that should probably come off the resume.
But no, it's still, you can play. Can anyone can play cello here? See, exactly.
Oh yeah, the back.
There's one. Well done. Thank you so much. Next question, please.
Hi, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So, aside from a role where you're just wearing pajamas, what would be a dream role for you?
That's interesting. I'm really interested in playing flawed people, and I always say that I would like to play the villain or the bad guy, which no one will ever let me do because I keep smiling at people.
Stop smiling.
I know, but I think I like to pursue roles that are like that. I'm watching, for example, Succession at the moment, and I love it, but I love how awful they all are, and I just it's something about that. I know some people find it too awful to watch, but I find those characters really interesting because I think they exist in the world, and
that's unfortunately how world looks like.
Yeah. So a bad guy in pajamas would be like the dream.
Perfect. We have to find one. Thank you. That was a great question. Thank you so much. Next question, please.
Hi. What's your favorite part on Narnia to filming?
To film?
Yes.
I think someone might have asked that question. I think the battle scenes in Caspian I really like doing, and the raid. So we did a lot of night shoots for that. And then the first bit, I loved the scene in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe where we first see the snowy landscape. Yeah, those are my favorites.
Yeah, I think you said yesterday that the set, you haven't seen the set before.
No, that's right. So they just kind of walked us in and then revealed it, or like when you see us reacting, that's us seeing it for the first time.
The first genuine reaction is that's what on the film. This is pretty
it's cool.
unusual and really cool as well. That's a good way to go, no? Well, smart director, smart. There's another question, yes?
Hi.
Hi.
Do you have a favorite line you say to Narnia?
Yes, I do. My favorite line is when Peter says, "We're not heroes," and Susan says, "We're from Finchley." That's my favorite.
Thank you so much. Guys, any other questions? Because we have time for one last one, so make it good, juicy, spicy.
Juicy, spicy, okay.
I know, right? Why not? No questions? They're shy.
Done.
So, is there any juicy, spicy question that you were asked and you didn't answer?
That I should not answer here?
No, I'm joking, sorry.
No, actually, well, since there's no question, I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you so much for having me, and it's really a pleasure to be able to come back to cons in person again. And I'm sorry that we're not all hugging all of the time, but I hope that you're as happy as I am to be able to do this in person and not just on a screen anymore. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. And thank you very much, audience, for your questions. Thank you so much for being here. It's always sweet to have you on stage.
Have a lovely day, guys.
Thank you.